Happy Monday. Welcome to the CBS News Minnesota Morning Update. I'm Jason DeRusha. How you doing? It's good to be with you today. I hope you had a nice weekend. The weather was so nice. And you know what? I took a meeting with our weather team and decided to give you this today. You're welcome. Look at that. Oh, 40 is the high today. Yeah, should come right around 3. Sunny. Looking outside right now. Looks pretty good out there. Starting the morning in the mid-20s. But yeah, we should have some quality melting going on before we get more snow later in the week. Temperatures will drop a bit, but last day of February, pretty good, pretty good. Okay, today is a big day. It's a very important day. It's National Tooth Fairy Day. That's right, National Tooth Fairy Day. Look at the beautiful tooth B-roll we have for you. Oh, yeah. Is that an incisor, you think? Yeah, it is. Does your tooth fairy give kids different amounts of money for different teeth? If you lose a center front, is that a different deal than like a big old molar? Average price, Tooth Fairy is giving kids $5.36 per tooth. Delta Dental does this survey, and that is a record, $5.36. You know, obviously, no tooth fairy is dropping off $5.36, but it does mean probably there are plenty of kids getting $10, some kids getting $2. So I wondered what the tooth fairy gave you. What did you get for a tooth? When I was a kid, I think we got a quarter. Ron, did you get a quarter? 50 cents, maybe? Quarter. Yeah. Sometimes I think I'd get like a Susan B. Anthony dollar. Like that was exciting. With my kids, the Tooth Fairy would bring a $2 bill, which I thought was cool. I mean, the Tooth Fairy thought was cool, and they did not. I had saved these $2 bills from when I was a kid. They were in like my little... Anyway, they didn't care. How much did the Tooth Fairy give you? What do you think of this $5 a tooth, man? You know, with the crime problems we have in this city, some kids might be getting a bop right in the face just to make some cash. Let us know on Facebook. We'll read through some of your comments in just a minute. Maybe you need to use that Tooth Fairy money to pay for your gas. Gas prices are up. They spiked 10% over the past 2 weeks, according to the Lundberg survey. Really good survey of gas prices all around the country. They do it every week. The national average, $3.64 a gallon. AAA does a daily update. They're at $3.61. These are the Minnesota prices, Twin Cities. San Francisco, highest gas prices in the nation, $4.86. Houston is the cheapest. Here in Minnesota, today on my way into work, I saw $3.49 at most places. Gas prices have been rising amid a surge in oil prices due to the Russia-Ukraine situation. Sean Penn and a film crew are actually in Ukraine working about a documentary. Pretty amazing, right? You're doing this documentary. Oscar winners attended press briefings, met with Ukraine's deputy prime minister. So they're there for Vice. They're right there on the front lines. Ukraine's presidential office actually has praised Sean Penn for demonstrating courage and telling the truth about the invasion. Penn launched this project for Vice Studios in November. Take a look at this video from Massachusetts. A truck carrying mail just lost control on a bridge and went plop right into the Charles River. That's a semi-truck, isn't it? A lot of mail in that thing. It's probably just junk mail, though, right? Driver's okay. The cab of the truck kind of broke in half when they pulled that sucker out of the water. So whatever mail was in the back of this thing is a little damp. A little damp. Here at home, we are closely watching the state capitol today for an updated budget forecast. I know what you're thinking, Jason. Wow, how much more exciting could the news get? There's a new budget forecast coming out? I love spreadsheets. Well, good news for you. It's a forecast. It doesn't really matter, except the number in the forecast becomes the focal point for all of the discussion about how the state is going to spend its money. So you remember the last number that was released, $7.7 billion. And when we saw that number, it was like, holy moly, that's a lot of money. And so Governor Walz said, we're going to send some checks out, the Walz checks. Pow, pow, name it after myself. Why not? Republicans are like, no, we want to lower the first-tier income tax rate. Democrats are saying, like, well, like, what about, like, getting more money for schools? And so anyway, this number does end up impacting your life because this is the way legislators prioritize their spending. So we'll watch that number. It's probably going to go up, but then, of course, it won't take into account inflation, Russia. So these things are forecasts, and that's what they are. Okay, medical marijuana. Been kind of a weird program in Minnesota. There is news today that people will be able to smoke marijuana. So the way the medical marijuana law was written in Minnesota, very restrictive to be able to be, you know, to get the card and be authorized to buy it. Only certain conditions qualify. And you had to take it in pill form or oil form. And people who were on medical marijuana were like, this is so expensive. And there were some questions as to whether the pill or the oil were as effective for cancer patients and certain people with pain control. So now you can smoke it. It'll be sold in cannabis flower form starting today. U.S. Capitol, they put the fence back up because the State of the Union tomorrow, because there are going to be a bunch of people using semi-trucks to protest against President Joe Biden. There you go. Zzz, 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 zzz. Boy, has it been great to be in the fence business. You know what I mean? Like America's fence rental people. Pandemic's been great for them. Anyway, the fence is up. There are going to be some truckers protesting, inspired by the Canadian truck protest, and State of the Union tomorrow night. Next morning, always significant. What does the president do the day after the State of the Union? He's coming to Superior, Wisconsin. So you get kind of a double dip there. You get to be in Wisconsin, talk to Wisconsin voters, but you're also in the Duluth media market, so you get the Minnesota audience as well. Infrastructure is what will be the focus of that discussion. And sort of what you're going to hear from Democrats headed towards the election is jobs. We're spending money to get people back to work. And so they'll be sharing that message in Superior. We'll have coverage, of course, on TV and here on the big streaming blowtorch, CBS News Minnesota. We'll be on the State of the Union Tuesday, and then the president's visit to Superior on Wednesday. Local business marking the end of Black History Month. Today, the last day of Black History Month with a free meal. But that's pretty interesting. Vegan by nature. It's all vegan. They say the goal here is to organize healthy habits.
When it comes to Black History Month, it's really important to focus on wellness and health when we talk about history. So we wanted to take this opportunity to combine Black History Month with Mel Reeves' political legacy with the vegan and plant-based lifestyle, knowing that they all are two pieces of a pie.
Yeah, pretty cool, right? You heard her mention Mel Reeves, and Mel, very well known, boy, just such a huge figure in modern Twin Cities social activism, human rights, and Mel Reeves died earlier this year. Cool idea. Yeah. Hershey's is celebrating women around the country because Black History Month is February, and we move on to March, which is a month with women in the focus. Candy bar. Look, I mean, Hershey's, I'm not going to give you a prize for, like, putting she on your label. You know, can you imagine the meeting there at Hershey's? They're like, hey, it's Women's History Month. Did you know that you can't spell Hershey's without she? But it's kind of fun, right? They highlight it on the label. You know, whatever. I don't know. Is this what you want? Women of America are saying, I want equal pay and respect and maybe some help with childcare. And America says, what if we highlight the word she on the Hershey label? Huh? How about that, ladies? Okay. A big congratulations to this young woman. Edina's Vivian Youngles has been named Minnesota's Miss Hockey for 2022. Edina, just a powerhouse in girls hockey. And how about Vivian? She is going to Wisconsin, so she's already going to play in college. Two-time state champion, leaving Edina as the career leader in points by a defenseman. And she, or do we say defensewoman? Defenseman sounds wrong, but either way, she's a defender. Leads the program in assists. And good for her. Good luck going on to Wisconsin. So imagine you're in the middle of dinner. You got your usual, got your clams, just like going to town. Delicious. Clams on the half shell. And this couple out for dinner on the Jersey Shore get to the last clam.
How are you guys?
And Michael Spressler, that's him on the right, takes a bite down. Is like, what in the heck? Is there like some grit or a rock or what is in this thing? It was a pearl. That's an 8.8 millimeter pearl. And you know, if you shine that bad boy up, they say it's worth thousands of dollars. They're going to keep it. His wife said she would like it set into a nice piece of jewelry. They are on the Jersey Shore. So I think all of us could just take a moment and picture what this New Jersey woman is going to do with this pearl. Will it be like surrounded by Swarovski crystals? Will it be bejeweled in some way? Make your New Jersey joke right there. That's pretty crazy. Like, you just put that in your pocket, right? You're like, hey, I bought this. I'm not giving it back to the restaurant. All right, we're talking about the Tooth Fairy today. Kids, today, back in my day. Welcome to the Back in My Day portion of our program. Here's Bradley. When I was a kid, I got a quarter. And eventually it moved up to a whopping $1 bill. Roll it in the money. Yeah, exactly. $5 is pretty good. If you're like, when do kids start losing their teeth? Like 5 or 6? Between 5 and 8? Yeah. Diana says 25 cents for our kid. A grandson was getting $10. I think we gave our kids, I think the Tooth Fairy gave our kids, like for the first tooth, they got a book, which the kids were they're kids, they don't know. Tooth Fairy for our son, he got 20 for his first, 20 for his last, 10 for the others. Whoa. That's amazing. Nicole, very generous, Mr. Tooth Fairy at your house. Lorraine, I got a silver dollar. I still have them. See, Lorraine, so do I. I still have my silver dollars from this. Just funny. I used to get a quarter, said Nicole. Yeah. I mean, it's, you know, this is just a good, it's a fun way to start a savings account if you're not doing that for your kid. Sean, always a dollar bill, and let me tell you, that bad boy was crisp. Yeah. Got to get the crisp dollar bill. You know, now, I tell you this survey, guys, I think Delta Dental, how many years left do you think it has? Do people, the Tooth Fairy, I heard, is moving to Venmo. It's all just going to be digital transactions. Or maybe you get paid in Bitcoin or Ethereum. Leave your kid an NFT under the pillow. All right, that's it. Morning update from CBS News, Minnesota. Go get yourself a candy bar and celebrate the women in your life. We'll be back here tomorrow.